Google Flights is a good way to find inexpensive flights. I kind of put the word cheap flights in there, but that has a bad connotation to it. I suppose there's cheap flights, but you can find almost any kind of flight. You can find an expensive flight for Google Flights if you want to. The two ways that people primarily use Google Flights and why it's good. Number one is a fixed itinerary. In other words, I'm going to this place on this day and I'm coming back from that place on this day. That's called a fixed itinerary. You already know when you want to travel. You can put that into Google Flights and you can find your best options. Another way you can do it is for just various itineraries with maximum flexibility, including, I think I want to go somewhere in May. Where can I go in May? That's a good deal. And Google Flights can help you with that. Maybe you'd never dreamt of going to the Madeira Islands or Argentina or Istanbul or Berlin, but they might be a good flight that month. So Google Flights is really good at what I call that dream mode. And if you have a Google account, which is a Gmail account, you can, Google Flights can link it up so that it knows where you are and it will send you email notifications, which are really handy. Even though Hopper sends me very frequent notifications on my phone, especially when there's to notify me if the flight price has gone up or down, Google will do the same thing. They generally notify you once a week by email, but I think when there's wild swings in the prices, it'll notify you more often. Let me just mention that Google Flights is one of several what are called flight aggregators or travel aggregators, because I think rental car prices and hotel rooms are part of the same mixed bag. They just go out and they have a way of searching the airlines for prices for flights, and they know it. They know everything. And actually, Expedia, Kayak, Orbitz, Google Flights. Oh gosh, there's a new one. It seems like every day. Hopper. They all generally come up with the exact same fare at the exact same flight. Sometimes it varies a little bit, but pretty much they find the same information. So why would you use Google Flights if you can get that information somewhere else? Well, Google Flights has a few capabilities that I really like, including the fact that it kind of interfaces with my Gmail account so I can get notifications quite easily. So let me just take you right out to Google Flights. So there's a couple ways you can do it. Let me show you. One, you can go to your Gmail account and you can click on the waffle, which is a place where all the Google apps appear. Okay. And you go down to one called Travel and click on that. Now you're in Google Travel. You're not quite in Google Flights yet. And then you go slide over here to Flights. That's one way to do it. Okay. Another way to do it is just go into your open a tab and type in Google Flights and pull it up. Be careful. The first thing that pulls up isn't Google Flights. You got a couple ads here. All right. Alaska Air and Flight Search Direct. There it is. That'll bring up Google Flights. Another way you can do it is, let's say you're in your Gmail account like this, and I get a notification. See this one right here? It says Google Flights. They tell me your tracked flight to Florence is now $1,214. It was $969. Oh, okay. I want to go look at that right away. So I can go in here and I can click on it and I can look right at it. All right. So I can click right on that thing and I can look at a flight right here. And I'm in Google Flights, Washington to Florence. This is actually the itinerary I put in quite a while ago. And a little quick story about this, because I want to show you other stuff. But the story behind this is my wife and I were thinking we want to go to Italy in the spring for 2 to 3 weeks. And I was playing around one evening with Google Flights and I saw this incredible deal of Washington to Florence. I had gotten tipped off that might be there. And I bought it that evening. It was less than that. It was $569. It was $400 less than that. So anyway, that's how you can use Google Flights. Let me go back to Google Flights. Oops, that took me all the way back to Google. I wanted to go to Google Flights right here. Okay. So this is the page. And right off the bat, you can just go right in and begin searching, which is fine. But I want to show you a couple other things. I want to show you that if you have tracked a ticket, a price on an itinerary, it keeps track of it right here. So I've got it tracking one that is Washington to Boston or Washington to Portland. And it's telling me right there that it's got a flight at $103 is what it's tracking for me. Okay. So just that's down the page there. Also below it now, it's just got all sorts of interesting places that it's telling me that I can fly to. These are just round trips. These are trips from Washington, round trip, one passenger. I can go to Miami this time period, nonstop for $97, pretty good deal. I can go to Orlando, same time period, nonstop, $86. I can go to New York nonstop for more. So those are things it can tell me. Now, before I get into searching for flights, I do want to point out what I was talking about, this dream mode. You click on this thing over here that just says explore destinations. And it just says, where do you want to go? It's got a big price difference. I'm gonna say I don't want to go for anywhere more than $650. Washington, a 1 week trip in the next 6 months. I actually want to go for 2 weeks, and I want to save that. Okay, so 2 weeks in the next 6 months. It'll show me all these deals I can get to these different places. I'm not too keen to go to Minneapolis in the next 6 months. It might be a little cold there. I can zoom out and I can go over here and say, well, actually, I want to go somewhere else in the world. Hey, there's the Marrakesh Express down there. I can go to London, Madrid for $498, Lisbon for $395, London for $402, Nairobi, Dubai for $565. Anyway, this now gets dreaming. So I can go to Montreal for $313. I'm thinking I would like to go to London. So I click on that, and here's some different dates. I can go Air Portugal. Let's see, does it give me the dates? Here we go. Look at that. Flight at London Heathrow, April 29th through May 12th. That's 2 weeks. Wow. Air Portugal will get me there for $402. That is pretty darn good deal. United will get me there for $625. That's not bad. Even that's direct. Air Portugal, I got to go through Lisbon, which I wouldn't mind. So that's how you can just use this dream mode. You can put in you could even be more specific about dates. You could say, I want to go somewhere in March because I want to, or could even say like, I want to get out of here in January. All right. For 2 weeks, 2 week. Okay. And I save this, and it's still thinking up here. You can see the thing going.